What is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique? You probably clicked on this video because you either saw me or someone else on the internet tapping on their face saying that it has healed their anxiety, their stress, helped them hit their highest cash months, helped them with manifestation, helped them with regulating their nervous system, helped them with stepping into the more expansion, speaking on stages, feeling confident. Well, if you are so curious about the science behind EFT, I'm going to break it down in this video. Before we get into it, I would love to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Jessica. I am a Master NLP Practitioner and an EFT Tapping Practitioner. I've helped over 80 women, CEOs, hit their highest cash months, and I am also the CEO of the #1 tapping certification in the world. So before I tell you about the science, I would love to share with you a quick little story on how I discovered EFT. During my personal development journey years ago, this was like over 3 years ago, I started seeing women tap on their face. Things happened, like they hit their highest cash months. They were at ceilings. They healed their anxiety. And at first, I thought it was stupid. Seeing these people tap on their face, how is that supposed to help them hit their highest cash months? I don't get it. Until I started looking into it, until I went back and I got my master's in life coaching, and they just so happened to certify you with EFT. So I decided to try it on myself because if it works for me, then I would teach it. Because I can only teach from a place of embodiment. Like I am living proof. I am living this so I can teach it, because if not, it feels too foreign, fake, and that's just out of integrity with the type of person that I am. So when I started tapping consistently every day using custom scripts, like I was able to write my own scripts because I got certified. That's when I was hitting my highest cash months. And I used to have really bad anxiety. At a level 10 to a level 2, that's how much it decreased my anxiety. I love EFT tapping, and that's the main reason why I launched the #1 tapping certification. But let's come back to why you clicked on this video, which is, what is EFT tapping? Let's start with the science of EFT tapping. So I want you to think of EFT as a combination of modern psychology with ancient Chinese acupressure and a twist of neuroplasticity. What does that mean? It's basically a science-backed modality. There's proof behind it that we're able to rewire the brain. As we're tapping on specific points on the body. These points are called meridian points. Meridian points basically hold on to stuck energy. I want you to think of meridian points as the communication highways in the body. They carry the electrical and the biochemical signals between the body, the brain, and the nervous system. And when we're tapping on these points, we're not just lightly touching on the skin, we're actually tapping with about medium pressure. And what it does is it sends signals directly to our nervous system to regulate the nervous system. And as we're tapping, we're opening up new neural pathways in the brain and decreasing the energy and the potency of the old neural pathways. Essentially, when we tap, we're tapping on half of the statements are negative, like they're heavy. Some of y'all have been like, Jess, I don't want to say the negative. But there's this great quote that goes around that says you have to heal it to feel it. And so in order to heal something, you've got to go through it, right? The only way is through. That's Under Armour's slogan. And so as we're tapping out and stating the negative feeling, we're feeling that energy. But the reason why our bodies don't freeze, flee, or fawn is because the tapping on the meridian points, what it does is it sends a signal to the amygdala. Now let's talk about the amygdala, because I found this freaking fascinating, and this really made sense in my logical mind when I started learning about it. So the amygdala in your brain is basically your body's built-in alarm system, and it's part of the limbic system. What is the limbic system? That is the part of your brain that governs your emotions, your long-term memory, and it stores any type of emotional charged experience, especially negative ones. So for example, let's say you're about to go speak on stage. All of a sudden, your chest tightens. You start panting, you start breathing fast. Your throat might feel like it's starting to close, and you feel the urge to pull back, to back out. that reaction isn't coming from your logical brain. That's coming from the limbic system. And that's the part of your brain that governs that energy. And so as we're tapping on the meridian points, these meridian points send a signal to the amygdala saying it is safe to feel this feeling. Let's go back to the neural pathways in our brain. So this is crazy. What if I told you your limiting beliefs were literal neural pathways in your brain? Some are stronger than others, right? Like unworthiness, abandonment. Some of those are like deep, deep, deep. Our limiting beliefs are literal neural pathways that get created in our brain. And as we tap on that negative statement, we start to lessen the emotional charge behind it. So I would love for you to think of the amygdala as basically your body's smoke detector. It says, uh-oh, when something is wrong. That's when you fight, flight, or freeze. But how EF tapping comes in so powerfully is because while like normal stress responses activate your amygdala, so you do fight, flight, or freeze, right? Like let's say there's something bad happening where your amygdala gets activated and you react. But because of tapping on these meridian points, it turns off the amygdala's response system. That's why it works. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there has been research done at Harvard Medical School about the meridian points and the amygdala and EFT tapping. So I go deeper into the science in my certification, but with my certification, the best part about it is you leave the certification embodied, learning how to write custom scripts. Because like I said, when I first started, y'all, and this is important information for you to know, even if you're just starting EFT, is that doing generic scripts like the ones you see here on my YouTube channel, or you see Brad Yates, he's like another big guy in the EFT tapping space, they work. The generic tapping scripts work. You feel good in the moment. But if you want to see long change, real change, and effective change, you want to learn how to write your own scripts based off of your neural pathways, based off of your subconscious patterning. So you can literally attack that neural pathway and make it smaller, 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 and poof, it disappears. That's the power of learning how to write your own custom scripts. And yeah, you can ask ChatGPT to write you a script. I've done it. Please do not follow ChatGPT's advice. Whoever trained ChatGPT with EFT, I mean, it makes sense why a robot cannot do a human's job. Don't use ChatGPT for EFT. If anything, come to my YouTube channel and use my scripts. But like I said, custom scripts are the way to go. And we'll talk about that more in a moment. So now let's talk about what you can use EFT on, right? Like I said, you can use it on anxiety, on manifestation, on feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, but you can also use it on things like physical symptoms, like chest pain, chest tightness, headaches, period cramps. I've seen people also use EFT with addiction, losing weight, money issues. Gosh, I love tapping on money issues. It helps so much. Self-sabotage, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, any type of past traumatic events. And so now let's talk about why you state the negative, because I've had people come to me saying, Jess, I've done this before, but I don't state the negative. Why do you state the negative? A lot of people shy away from stating the negative because they feel like, oh, the law of attraction, if I say something, then it's going to happen. But the law of attraction actually states that the ideas we focus on, they grow. But if you're just saying something one time, it's not going to manifest. Another thing that's really important to understand is that EFT is not a mind eraser. You're not erasing memories from your past. We are processing them through EFT. And after we process them, we're able to look at those lessons in that situation that is trying to teach us and learn from them. Another thing I want to say is a lot of times you'll tap and you'll feel the feeling more intensely before it gets better. That is normal. That means you're actually on the right path and you're doing it right. Because when you start to open up your emotions, a lot of repressed things can start to surface. That's why you hear me always say at the beginning of any tapping session, please take full responsibility for how you feel. But please do not get discouraged. This is good. This is your body's way of telling you exactly how much emotional energy you've been holding on to that one experience when the kid called you nosy on the playground, or your first friend ever said that you looked fat. It's crazy, but those things stick in our body. Now let's talk about why EFT works. Emotional freedom technique, tapping. Tapping is one of the most researched and effective somatic modalities in the world, meaning mind and body. So the tapping that I teach, the method that I teach, and my #1 certification, not only is it in your mind, but it's also your body. So if you've ever done all this mindset work, and you feel like you're only getting so far, it's because the mind and the body, you cannot separate the two. The body always keeps the score. And so with EFT, the method that I teach, it's a somatic, which is body. The soma is your body and experience. So not only does it help with your nervous system regulation, but it also rewires your subconscious mind when you're doing it the way when you write your own or you have your own custom scripts. So if you want to get certified, 10 out of 10 recommended, change my life, whether you want to help others through it, but first and foremost, help yourself. That's why I started the EFT, so I could heal myself. It's so powerful. EFT has also been proven to reduce your cortisol levels, which are your stress levels. So a lot of times we have headaches, they're stress headaches. A lot of times we gain weight from stress. A lot of times we have physical pain from stress. You've heard me a lot saying, learn how to, or get your own custom scripts, or work with an EFT tapping practitioner so they can write you a script. Why a personal script versus a generic script? Well, your nervous system and your mind does not respond to copy and paste. So these generic tapping scripts that you see me do on the internet or you see other people do, that's copy and paste. Your nervous system doesn't respond to that. It responds to being specific to your neural pathways, to your subconscious limiting beliefs, to your language. So if you are interested in becoming a certified EFT tapping practitioner, I will have the links down below for the #1 tapping certification. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on the next video. Oh, last thing I wanted to say, if you want to tap, just head over to my channel because I have all tapping scripts. I love you.